Well, guys, I just picked up this 1997 8-horse giant vac today, and it was on Craigslist. The guy says that he was just blowing his leaves on Friday, and then Saturday morning he goes outside and it won't start, it won't turn over. So I'm thinking that it's seized up or something really bad. So I went to look at it today, and it looks pretty nice. Like, it's got an 8-horse Briggs IC engine here, chrome air filter. It looks pretty nice, you know. It's in good shape, a lot nicer than my 68 is shape-wise. It's got a plastic gas tank, but hey, it's basically the same thing, it's just shinier. And so I went over to the place, looked at it, and I can see down here, I can grab the fan and I can move the I can grab the fan and move it, and it's not totally locked up, but something's providing resistance. So what is providing resistance? I don't know. It's pretty good resistance. I have a feeling that there's something jammed in there, like a valve or something like that. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to take off the blower housing here, and then I'm going to take off the head probably and just see what's going on. Sometimes on these Briggs there's a problem with the recoil spring, and that makes the thing bound up, but it feels like there's something physically preventing the motor from turning. It could be a blown rod for all I know. The oil does look a little low in this thing, so I am concerned about that. And if you get some idiot that's blown his leaves and he puts the thing back like this or sideways or tips it to the left or to the right, he could have run the thing low on oil and blown a rod. So, or maybe it's a valve hung up or something. But anyways, we're going to check it and see what's going on. Alright guys, we got the head off, and my suspicion is true that the rod is broken. So the question is, can I just buy a freaking rod and slap a new rod in this old Briggs and not do anything else? And if I can get a rod for like 10 bucks on eBay or something. It hasn't apparently destroyed the cylinder or nothing. It just let loose. So probably what I'll do is I'll take all the accessories off the motor, the carburetor, the gas tank, and I'll unbolt the motor from the frame of the leaf blower and try to rotate it 90 degrees or 180 degrees if I can, so that the oil pan's on the top of the motor. Maybe I can rip off the oil pan and get into the rod there and see what happened. But my gut feeling is that I can do a half-assed job on this freaking thing and just throw a new rod in and call it a day, and I'll have a nice leaf blower. But that's to be determined. Alright guys, see ya. Well guys, we're going to take the fan off the giant vac. So in order to do this, the first thing we got to do is take this housing off the front here. And there's just a couple of bolts that hold the housing on. And then we'll have a little more access to the fan. So I'll report back in a second. And now we've got these 3 bolts here, which I guess we gotta take off, and then we'll see what happens after that. Alright, to get this fan off, I took off the 3 bolts that were on here. Now there's 2 threaded holes. I happened to snap off the bolt in this one by accident, but this is like a split thing here. And what I realized is that all you gotta do is tighten on this bolt and watch. Yeah, I need to get a longer bolt here, but the whole center is coming out. I think I'm just going to have to get a longer bolt here to push in deeper with, and I should be able to pull this whole center right out. Let me try that. Well, I got it out. So I just had to get a longer bolt and just keep pulling and pulling and pulling, and the whole thing pops right out. And yeah, the other bolt I was trying to tighten first and it snapped, so I should be able to get that out easy now with some vice grips. So now I just got to get this fan out of the housing, which actually you can't take the fan out of the housing. Scratch that. I got to come back here and unbolt the motor from the base, and I can pull the whole motor out the back. And yeah, not so bad, huh guys? Well, we got all the 4 bolts out that hold the motor onto the frame. So now I'm just going to pull the motor out and see what happens here. I think the air cleaner is going to hit, so I'll take this out. I might have to take the handle off. There we go. Nice.